Hi, my name's Phil and I'm from Warehouse Mowers, and in this short video I'm going to give you the top 5 tips for maintenance that you should do on your blower. And with this example I'm using the Shindao EB3410. So first up, removing dust and dirt from the engine, trying to keep the dust and dirt off so that it doesn't run hotter. Dust and dirt's an insulator, so if it builds up on the engine and on the engine cover, then your machine will be running hotter. If it's running hotter, then it's wearing out quicker, so it won't last you as long. So on inspection, if you see the dust and dirt building up, then just give it a blow around the engine. You can remove the engine covers. It's a good idea because it actually builds up on the actual inside of the engine covers as well. So you'd be surprised how much dirt and dust is there. So, and that'll do that, and that will mean that your machine will run cooler and will perform better. So that's number one. Number two is with your air filter, cleaning air filters, periodically cleaning your air filter. Again, it depends on the hours that you do. Low hours, you won't need to do it as often as for high hour usage. But if you remove the cover, you've got really two different types. You've got fibre filters and foam filters. Fibre filters, you just blow them out, and then when they're completely dirty and the dirt won't blow out, then you just replace those. And also, there are some units that have a pre-filter. That's a foam pre-filter. Again, you just blow that out. You can wash that out in petrol or gasoline fuel, and then let it dry before you put it back in. And again, if it remains too dirty after you've cleaned it, then just replace it, because that'll allow the machine to breathe correctly and the right air fuel mix go in to your two-stroke machine. Now, while you've got the air filter cover off, number 3 is clean around the carburetor. A lot of carburetors have what we call a throttle valve, which is, if you pull the throttle on, you'll see it move on the top of the carburetor. Now, if you let dust and dirt build up on the top of the throttle valve or in amongst the throttle valve, it will bind up and restrict its movement. A classic example is if your throttle is hard to pull on, or it sticks and won't go back to idle easily, then you'll find that this is due to a dust and dirt build-up. Eventually, dust and dirt wears like sandpaper, so eventually it will wear that throttle valve out and it will need replacing. So if you clean around it, then and keep the dust and dirt from building up, you won't get that situation happening. So, and again, cleaning around the carburetor itself and where near the throttle cable entrance will keep it working in proper order. So that's number 3. Number 4 is your spark plug. Spark plugs, especially in hot weather, your spark plug wears and it will run hotter. So what you should do is check your spark plug at intervals before use, and just check the condition of the spark plug. If it's dirty, then clean it or replace it if it's very dirty inside on the electrode, on the end. If it's not looking clean, then replace it. So your spark plug will then help your machine work the way it should. So that's number 4 is your spark plug, and number 5 is one that you don't really see and people don't think about, is your fuel filter. In the tank, at the end of the fuel pickup, there is a fuel filter on the end. So if you pull that line out, fuel line out, the pickup, and on the end is a fuel filter. Now, that fuel filter over time will get dirty because it's removing dust and dirt and contaminants from the fuel, so that it doesn't go into the carburetor and the engine. So over time, because it's picking up that dirt, it will restrict the fuel flow and then, and also the performance of your machine. So again, it should be one of those things that's checked at periods, or generally with your spark plug and your fuel filter, you replace them on low hour usage every year, high hour usage more times than that. So that's number 4. And number 5, and the one extra is over time, the funnel end of your the funnel, air funnel, will change shape and can actually fold in and reduce the size. So very carefully, just if that happens, very carefully get a Stanley knife and just trim the end back so that it opens it up again, and that therefore it's not restricting the airflow out and it's giving you the correct volume. Just be careful not to make it too big, because then you're not getting the right volume, actually decreases coming out the funnel. But if it's folding over and becomes smaller, just trim off that bit that's folding over so that you get the correct airflow back. Well, there you have it. That's the 5 tips plus 1 on blower maintenance. So if you'd like to know more, just give us a call, 1300 466 694. Check us out on www.warehousemowers.com.au or call in. We'll have more tips and features on other machines. We'll talk to you then.